So our formal relationship with We All Rise and Brown County United Way started at the beginning of the pandemic. And that was right after we launched our emergency response fund. And that fund was geared towards, and still is to some extent, to support nonprofits that were serving individuals and families that were impacted by COVID. And we cast an announcement pretty broadly to let nonprofits know that we had funds that were available to support their work. So that's when it formally started. And wow, it was exciting to be able to offer that opportunity for us to invest in a new organization, and specifically in an organization that serves African American individuals and families in our community. I want folks to know and understand that we are supporting We All Rise because of the work and the mission of United Way to create, first of all, to unite people, resources, and ideas, and co-create solutions that will impact and strengthen every person throughout Brown County. And every person means the diverse population and the landscape that we have in our community. There may be some folks that still don't quite understand why it's necessary to have a resource center specifically for our community. And so it's important for us to be involved, to highlight the work that's being done, to highlight the need that's specific to the African American community, and then to encourage people to invest where we invest. I think the first one, so our work at United Way is focused around 4 pillars: health, education, financial well-being, and community connection. And all 4 of those areas, I think, are central to the work that's being done here at We All Rise, whether it's support for mental well-being, whether it's how do I connect up with resources so that my family will not only be stable and survive, but more importantly, thrive. Educational opportunities, the work that We All Rise does in the schools. I mean, those efforts we knew about before the center even came to fruition. And then a piece that sometimes is often overlooked is that connection to community. Like, where's the place where I can show up and be me? Where's the place that every part of who I am gets to show up? And there are individuals, there are programs, there's a mindset that embraces me as the whole person, right? And in this community, that's not always very easy. So this space is important. Being located right in the community, walking distance, being in a central location that folks can get to. And then, as I said, knowing that this is a place where you'll be understood and heard is critical. And it's not just, it's critical for me, right, to come here. And I'm coming here to support, not necessarily to receive services, but there's something powerful about what I receive when I walk in the door. And I think that's important for our community to know. Wow. I think, first of all, it's important to have culturally specific organizations, because it starts with empathy, right? And having that understanding that there are people in my community that don't think, act, or process information the same way that I do, that have needs that are beyond what is a part of my experience. So that's number one. And when you start with that empathy, then I think it begins to tear down some of the unconscious biases that people have, right? And it's unconscious because they don't know that they have that, but that's important. And it's not a matter of, sometimes you hear folks say things like, well, you don't need anything special. And I don't think it's special. I think it once again talks about honoring the folks who make up our community, honoring our neighbors, honoring children that go to school with our children, just it's just really important for us as a community to open up our arms and welcome each other, right? So it goes both ways, but certainly when you are new to the community and you're trying to navigate your way through systems and processes and you're coming out of trauma, like it's critical to have this place that is going to respond to the needs of the African American community, our African American community. I want people to know that at Brown County United Way, we see We All Rise as an important place to invest their time, talent, and treasure. And we saw that very clearly when we brought out members of our board of directors here on our Make a Difference Day. And we brought board members as well as individuals from some of our councils that make decisions around, program investment and community investment, neighborhood initiatives, so that once again, it could debunk some of the myths that people have and really broaden perspective and have some understanding. Oh, wow. Be encouraged. This is, I'm going to use the word, it's hard work, but I mean by that, it's important work, but it can take a toll on you some days, right? And some days you're helping and you wonder if you're making a difference. And so I would say, yes, you're making a difference. Whether you see the fruit of your labor when you're actually doing it in that moment, know that it is making an impact. You're talking about creating like generational blessings, right? So you're sowing seeds that aren't just impacting the person who's sitting in front of you, but beyond that, right? Because folks have come here for a variety of reasons and they found this place of respite, and you get to be the ones to open up your arms and surround them. Some days it's going to be frustrating, not necessarily because of who you're serving, but because of the ways that you're trying to help and coming up against some of the challenges, right? That's why, we have to look at systemic and policy changes, but know that everything that you're doing makes a difference, and be encouraged.